Hello everyone, my name is Quant and welcome to some more Path of Exile. Today we're gonna take a look at the new ball lightning gem, kind of what you can support it with, what you cannot support it with, and just some general idea what I think is really good. We're also gonna take a look at the new support game, Spell Echo, even though I'm not gonna go through too much because it's rather self-explanatory. It actually makes your spell shoots an additional time for a lower cast speed. And slightly less damage. This can though be really good for things like example if you wanna spam out spells but don't have the enough mana really for it. You can see these only have a mana multiplier of 130%, but it effectively shoots 2 times and it reduces the cast speed. Actually it's more cast speed even, you can see 50% more cast speed but less damage. This is actually wow, way better than I thought. So yeah, this will increase your mana cost a lot, but I think it could increase your potential a lot. But yeah, I didn't even see it more cast speed. And I'm gonna check through that more. It seems like you would cast faster. Anyways, I'm gonna go through the ball lightning kind of support things and what I think you can do with it. So basically, what it is, it shoots out a ball that saps everything around it. Now, one of the most obvious good things that you would do with it is have great multiple projectile. But the downside is that you can see they sap a lot, but all the balls cannot sap the same target. So this will only give it more of an AoE, because you have 5 balls that can sap 5 different targets at the same time. Now we're actually gonna go through some skeletons here and see if they try to sap the same target. I'm not entirely sure if they try to, but you can see additional projectiles like this basically only makes it bigger. It just widens them up. The same ball cannot hit the same target more than once. It's only one ball that can hit the same target. So if you want to have it a little wider, but maybe not go great multiple projectile because it's gonna decrease the damage so much for single targeting because of the 5 to 50% less projectile damage, even though I don't actually know if these count as projectile damage, the saps, because it is a projectile, but the actual sap is not really a projectile. Since increase multiple projectile, it just increases the number of balls, not the number of saps. Well, it does, because every ball saps an additional time, but the actual saps are not really projectiles. So it says 18 DPS, taking it away it says 28, so it says it's gonna make less damage. We can actually see here 2 to 29, 1 to 19, so it does decrease the damage. I'm just gonna kill this guy real quickly. He's in my way, get out of my video. So if you want to make ball lightning work with bigger areas, so to say, I would recommend going less multiple projectile because it doesn't decrease the damage as much, and obviously it requires way less level, which also increases the leveling potential of it. You can see both of these are required level 60 or close to 60. You can see 60 and 59. This one has a reduced projectile damage by 50, but then an increased projectile damage by 28, which means this got an effective reduce damage with the projectiles by 22%, while this for the same level got a 30% less projectile damage and a 30% increased projectile damage. So it basically doesn't really matter that much. You can see these have an effective just support game wise reduced damage of 0. Of course you could see it does reduce the damage, but it's very slight compared to going to greater multiple projectile. So if you want to have a spread, have it more than just shoot one ball, then I would definitely recommend going for the lesser multiple projectile. But as you can see, the same target cannot be sapped. Well, it can be sapped more than once, but it doesn't actually do any damage. So it said in the patch note at least, and I think that's very good for them, because a spell like this would be very hard to balance up if the number of balls could hit the same target, because then you would basically just run a less multiple projectile and a greater multiple projectile, and you would have loads of AoE clear and loads of single target damage because they could sap the same target. This way you actually have to kinda optimize if you want it to be heavy single target or not, because if you can only one ball can only zap the same target at a time. And you can see they zap at the exact same time, so it's not like they can only get zapped once at a time, but they zap in different times, so it will be like it zaps 3 times as fast. They actually zap the exact same time. So having this or this, it basically means more single target damage with this, because it doesn't reduce the damage from the actual support gem. Now you could obviously run this with slower projectile, which is gonna make the ball run slower. I don't know if you can see that, but now it runs this fast, and with slower multiple projectile it runs a little slower, meaning it gets more time to actually zap. So if since the projectile itself is not what is dealing the damage, it's the actual zap, then running slower multiple projectile would actually be really good, because the ball runs slower, making it stay at the same place for the longest, making it able to zap the same target more times basically. And this also increased the damage a little bit. This is just a required level 1, which is required level 24. It's just a level 1 gem rather, and require level 24, but it actually increased the damage a little bit, and actually works really well. Increased damage, like cold, works obviously, and increased lightning effects and everything, so you can make this to shield multiple targets or everything like that, or you just have something that casts spells super fast and have added cold damage, lightning damage, and so on and so on. It definitely works. Pierce doesn't work, because that I don't think, at least. Because the lightning actually seeks to the target, so I don't think it can pierce. And the actual ball already pierces, so it doesn't really have any effect. Let's hope they don't follow. So pierce doesn't work. We're gonna place it over here. Physical projectile attack would work, but the downside is that this doesn't do any physical damage whatsoever. It's just pure lightning damage. So obviously this doesn't work with that either. Even though it's an increased projectile damage, it increases physical projectile damage. Let's kill this real quick. There we go. Obviously stuff like Mana Leech and Life Leech works, so you could go ahead and use that. And actually the damage on this seems rather good. It's a required level 31. It deals 2 to 29 damage, but it can zap the same target more than once. Not at the same time if you add more projectile, but the same ball can zap the same target more than once, which means this could actually do some really good damage. And obviously you can combine ball lightning with spell echo, meaning it shoots loads of them. You can see it shoots twice. It's basically an equivalent to multi-strike, but for projectiles. You could go something super bananas and actually have it like this and just shoot a big wall. Oh, I don't even know if I have the mana for it.
My spirit is spent.
Oh, I do. You can see you can shoot loads of balls if you want, but this is very little damage, but it's loads of AoE, and you could use this together with increased lightning damage or something like that, together with conduity curses, to actually be able to curse, shock multiple targets at the same time. Even though I think that Chain Lightning or Shock Nova does that better. Well, not Chain Lightning even, it's called Arc. I think that does the work better. But you can. It's definitely a possibility. Do something crazy like this. And there you also see how the spell echoes work. I just press once and it shoots twice, and actually with a good attack speed. It's actually increasing the cast team speed. You can see 0.5, and if I remove it, it's 0.75. So this spell echo is definitely for more spam, and it's only decreased the damage by 10%. It's an incredibly OP support spell if you are any kind of self-cast. So yeah, definitely check that out. You can, I believe, use this with a remote mine. Just place it and then activate it and it shoots. I think though it's random where it places. And I'm not even sure if this works. No, since that's a mine, it doesn't work. And I don't think this doesn't work with the trap either whatsoever. Well, I thought I got a trap gem. I didn't. Be right back. I'm gonna get a trap gem. And here we go. So you can there we go. Trap, which makes you able to place 3 traps with the lightning if you have multiple traps. But you can make it to a trap, which increases the damage, and then you can have multiple traps, reduce the damage, but you throw 3 at the same time, and you can do something really crazy with this. The trap does count as a spell, so I don't think it works with spell echo. Just gonna go through that real quick. No, it does not. But this could actually mean quite a bit of damage. Just throwing that out there, and you can see it just activates right away and start zapping those guys. You can even combine this with the Sunblast, if you got that, which enables the trap to activate by themselves after a time, so you can see they just lay here. I don't remember. Oh, there you go. It actually takes like 6 seconds. Yeah, 6 seconds. And yeah. So that works. You can also now I don't yeah I do actually. You can actually do also something rather cool. Now this is not optimal like socketing, but yeah, I'm just using this to show you the thing. You can have reduced duration with this, which would actually make the traps activate instantly. So this way you can actually shoot a lightning ball, even though it's random direction. It doesn't matter that much, because if you throw at an enemy, it's just gonna zap them around anyways. But keep in mind that the reduced duration also reduces the duration of the ball, if you can see. Oh damn, it actually went rather far. It actually goes really far anyways. I'm just gonna check how long does it actually fly with increased duration. You can make it fly really fast. I don't even know if it benefits from duration, because it didn't really feel like any difference. Why is he not dying? Oh yeah, right, that's because I have a cold snap in this one. Where are my other spells? Like Ice Spear, whatever. Oh, it's a level 6 one Ice Spear. Give me one moment here, I'm just gonna kill this guy. It seems like they removed the ball lightning effect, so it doesn't go on duration. So increased duration I don't think does anything, because as you can see, like for example trap has support trap and duration. This doesn't have a duration, so I think they completely removed that. So I don't think you can make it last any longer, because it doesn't really feel like that last any longer than this. And it should be a huge difference, since this reduces the duration by 25% and this increases by 52. It should make a huge difference, but it doesn't. But yeah, anyways, you can do some really cool combo to actually have trap, and you can activate it right away with reduced duration and the Sunblast. This also as you can see increases the trap damage even more by 36%. So adding this, it would actually deal quite a bit of damage, and maybe go with something more like less multiple projectile or multiple traps even would be way better, I believe, than less multiple projectile even. No, maybe not, since this one doesn't decrease the damage that much, and basically would do the same thing. This would just shoot out 3 balls, and with this you will shoot out 3 balls, so definitely go with the less multiple projectile. Easier to hit with it as well. So you could actually do this to get some rather good trap damage, definitely. And faster projectile should work. You can see it goes so fast I can almost not follow it. Well, it's faster than me, and if I remove it, you can see it's not. So you can go faster projectile at the same time as you can go slower, obviously. But I think the slower projectile got a way bigger impact on this on this thing, because it makes it be at the same time, the same place rather, for a longer time, making it zap the same target more times. But both of them works. If you want to hit something far away with ball lightning, then you could go with this. Or if you're gonna have ball lightning together with a spell echo and want to hit things super far away, super fast, and just spam out spells, then this could definitely work, since it also increases the projectile damage. So there is no real drawback on this, just that the ball just travels through the enemies faster, making it able to set the same targets less times. But if you're gonna spam out multiple balls anyways, it doesn't really matter, because only one ball at a time can set the same target anyways. Of the same volley though, keep that in mind, of the same volley. So when I shoot this, it's only one of these that actually can do damage to one of the same game at one of the same, like, shocking. But that's only per volley. If you use this together with spell echo, just be able to spam out spells faster, they can hit the same. It's just per volley, just to make multiple projectiles not that OP as it would be. It's just a balance issue, which they have said that they had with the ball lightning for a rather long time. It's a rather hard ability to balance because of the projectiles, and it would just mean that more projectiles would mean more sap on the same target. So yeah, they just made it that. So very much keep that in mind, because it doesn't say that on the actual ability, but it does. And you can actually go ahead and make this shoot really fast with faster attack and spell echo. You can be like, and this is not a anyway caster, and I have no increased cast speed. I can actually put on haste, so you can get a more better idea, because haste increased cast time. You can see it. You could potentially do this as a very spammable spell, especially now with the new spell echo, because it doesn't reduce damage that much, but increases the cast speed so much, and it works the same way as multiple multi-strike, I believe. As you can see, my mana only goes down once per click, even though it chooses 2 spells. So yeah, it increases speed, your cast speed, so you will cast it faster, but it chooses twice, but only cost mana for 1. So I still think this would be a really cool ability to use if you make a super expensive skill. You could still use this because it only costs once. I'm also gonna check if spell echoes goes through spells with cooldowns. Now, we have Cold Snap, which got a it doesn't even say the cooldown now. Yeah, you can see it goes through the cooldown. You can see the cooldown is on the spell, but it goes through that. So if you want to use Cold Snap for freezing enemies or something like that, you could actually use spell echo, and it will shoot it twice. It's actually rather good. I'm gonna go through some more spells you could do with spell echoes, but that's actually really good that it goes through cooldown. I don't know if they're gonna change that, if it's intentional or not, but it could mean that cold snapping could be really good if you have a character that uses cold snap to freeze multiple targets or something like that, like cold snap with elemental proliferation. Then you could obviously just go with spell echo and you would be able to shoot it twice. That's really cool actually. And yeah, we're gonna go back to ball lightning. There we go. Could obviously use that with the elemental proliferation. So if you have less multiple projectiles, so we choose 3 of them, and you choose 3 and there are 3 targets. Each sap is gonna sap the same target once and got a chance of stacking, and one stack at 1 would actually make this bounce off, and you would be able to just shock stack quite effectively, I believe. I don't know what increase quality on games do, sadly. You could probably just go into and Google that and it will show up, and you can do some really just pure lightning damage and just add a lightning damage, and lightning penetration would mean loads of lightning damage if you already got quite a bit of lightning damage in skill trees or something like that, like here or here, increase the shock stack chance and everything, or if you're a shadow you can go through here, like increase the lightning damage. So you could go super heavy lightning damage with this, obviously, it works. Cast on crit, power charge on crit rather, could work rather well. Increase area of effect. I'm not 100% if that actually works, because this is an AoE, so it works definitely. But exactly what it does, I do not know. I just think that it makes it so it can shock people from a long distance. But as you can see, it's not super long. So definitely still aim at the enemies is the way to do it. Definitely. And I think I covered most of the things you can link with it. My recommendation to link with it is less multiple projectile to make it work more often, because yeah, you could just use this, but if there are more than one it would be very obnoxious. So I definitely think it works good with lesser multiple projectile. I think that's the better choice than greater. Slower projectile works really well, but maybe not the best. Now this is a very low level gem, so if you leveled it up, it would have greater effects, obviously. If you get quite a bit of spell crits, maybe get an elemental proliferation to share the shock stacks, making it stack up targets way faster. You could definitely go lightning damage. Spell Echo works really well with this spell, I believe, and I believe Spell Echoes works with any spell that isn't channeling based really, really well. So faster, increased attack speed, cast speed here would definitely work, because the balls between, like, all of these balls can hit one and the same target because they are not in one and the same volley. So that's a great thing with it. So you can definitely go that and increase loads of attack speed. Like if you have a 6 link, you could go like ball lightning, spell echo, faster attack, lesser multiple projectile and slower multiple projectile, or something like that, and I think that would be really, really, really powerful. I'm also gonna show you the spell in a custom crit, because I definitely think it could work very good in a custom crit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Shane would work really well on this as well, because I do believe, I'm actually gonna check that, ball lightning with Shane. I'm gonna take it out here. Like, Shane doesn't work, it seems. If I just try and hit the outer one, you can see it only hits the outer one. So Shane doesn't work whatsoever, apparently. So now you guys know that Shane does not work with the spell itself. But I still think it's very good for custom crit, because the balls now, when level up obviously, could do some really good damage. And I could do some really good damage with this, since I shoot out so many balls when I start getting the crits, and obviously I don't get that many crits. I don't have this chest piece on, which gives so much more crit when I start getting crit, and I can run my auras as well. Did I remove the custom crit? I didn't. Why am I not getting any crits? There we go. For some reason I got no crits there for a long time. That's very rare. But you can see shooting balls like this could be really, really good. As you can see, it actually does a fair amount of damage with my custom crit, even though I don't do any kind of damage whatsoever, basically. And I could use this with greater multiple projectile if I want to. It's gonna make it less damage for each ball, but it's gonna make it better in AoE. Plus, the greater multiple projectile obviously works on barrage, but at the same time that does chain as well, so it definitely increase the number of projectiles. But you can see you can get a big wall of balls here if you want to, and just get rather good damage and actually more of an AoE. It's just that great multiple projectile I don't think is very good, at least at self-casting, because the same ball cannot stack, well, hit the same target twice. It is really that simple. Did I remove my... I don't think I did. Oh, I did. I was gonna check if I removed my critical weakness. There we go, I found it. Let's see if we can get some good crits here. Actually activated my crit flask as well. You can see I can shoot very many bolts. Even though I have great multiple projectile, each crit actually gives up to 8 volleys of these bolts. So at least 8 of them could hit the same target. So getting these on a custom crit definitely works. Definitely. I don't think great multiple projectile is best for this spell, but on a custom crit and barrage or something like that, I definitely think great multiple projectile is better, because great multiple projectile gives 4 more projectiles to your barrage, which gives up to 4 more crits, while custom less multiple projectile only gives 2, which just gives up to 2 more crits. So even if it's less damage per balls, it's way more AoE and way more chances to get good crits. You can see pretty much every time I get a crit volley, there are like 4 volleys, it looks like, at least. It's very hard to see. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop continue hitting that thing, because that's gonna take ages. But yeah, gonna go through the spell echo here just very slightly. Obviously you can do this with loads of different spells, but basically any spell that you self-cast, I would believe, benefit great from this, especially also if they got increased shock stack chance in the actual spell. As you can see here, this got on 15% chance to shock. I definitely think that works very well together with spell echo, and maybe this together with the chain and increased lightning damage or lightning proliferation or something like that would be really good. You could also definitely use the spell echo together with actually I think I got that spell here somewhere. Yeah, the ethereal knife, because it counts as a spell, so you can see that works. Now it's not very long. We can actually go ahead and get faster projectile in there just to show you like the potential of this. Could be really good. I could go with faster attack if you want to, and you can just attack this so fast. I'm just gonna switch bow here, get up some mana. Now this is obviously not a spellcaster by any means, but you can see even my character do some rather good damage with this actually. And I'm also gonna tell all of you guys out there that Ethereal Knife has been nerfed for custom critters. And you're persistent. Going this obviously together with haste would increase the effect greatly with throwing. But yeah, they made it so that Ethereal Knives throw faster, but reduces the damage. On a custom crit, that's obviously bad because you're not self-casting, so anything that's have a slow cast speed but high damage is obviously better for custom critter. So it is nerfed for custom crit. They reduce the damage by 20%, but increase the attack speed by 25%. So if you're a self-cast Ethereal Knife, I think it's gonna feel way more smooth because it had an incredibly slow attack speed before. But for custom critters, it is definitely nerfed. But yeah, you could do some way cool stuff with spell echo. You could go like spell echo, fireball with great multiple projectile in chain, and just shoot a big volley of fireballs that just chains around into super loads of damage. Like I said, you could use spell echo with stuff that actually normally got a cooldown, like cold snap, desecrator, something like that. If you're like maybe cast on crit, you could do cast on crit with what is it called? Corpse Explosion. But you could self-cast some Desecrator with Spell Echo before. Would actually throw out up to 6 Desecrator on the same, like, 3 stacked cooldown that Desecrator have. Could get some really cool, good stuff from that. You can go Spell Echo on a Totem, definitely, to increase it even more cast speed-wise, which would be insane. I'm just gonna go and check if a channeling item actually benefits from the attack, the cast speed increase, because it's actually a 50%, which is more than a normal faster casting basically. Now the faster casting doesn't have any drawback, like reduced 10 damage like this got, but this got repeats 2 times at 50% more cast speed. This is OP as shit and it will probably be nerfed. But I'm just gonna get a incinerator and see if it actually does a difference. So be right back. And I'm back, so I got an incinerator here, which I'm gonna link up together now. Fast projectile doesn't really matter that much because we're just gonna check if it actually increases the attack speed. Cast time 0.12. If I remove this, it's 0.19. So it actually does increase the cast speed on this. So if you wanna be able to stack up to full stacks really quickly on Incinerate, you could actually go something crazy like this. Faster casting, Spell Echo, and Incinerate. You can see it stacks up to 3 stacks instantly, and obviously the only thing I run is haste. I could even remove haste. I got no increased cast speed in this entire build other than Harrier. That's the only thing. I don't have a coronation or it does increase cast speed. I don't have that or anything that increases cast speed other than Harrier. And you can see how fast I stack up to 3 stacks. 1, 2. It doesn't even take 2 seconds to get to full stacks. So this could definitely be really good. Obviously the Spell Echo is gonna reduce damage by 10%, but it's gonna stack it up faster, so you can see, and increase the cast speed overall. It doesn't shoot twice because obviously this is I at least hope it is obviously channeling, so it cannot really shoot it twice. As you can see, it's only really the cast speed, damage, and yeah, cast speed increase. So you could do that with an Incinerate build, definitely, and I think it would be very good because you stack up full insanely fast, and it got incredible amount of speed really on this anyways. So be able to get a faster casting, Spell Echo, Incinerate, and an increased lightning damage together with which you normally do with an Incinerate build. Get static blow and static shock, 20% chance to shock. You would be able to shock stack them super fast, and then if you have a 5 link you could obviously add lesser multiple projectile or something like that, because obviously this is a rather small AoE, and you could increase faster projectile as well, which I have here somewhere. I just don't know. Oh, it's in here still, because faster projectile means a longer range on it, exactly the same as with the Ethereal Knife. But it does increase the cast speed of the Incinerate, and I'm actually even gonna go and get a Flame Blast and see if that stacks up the radius faster. So but I did get something more out of the stash to check, I believe. I don't remember what that was though. Oh yeah, right. Summon Skeleton. You could actually use Summon Skeleton with this and summon twice. And the decreased damage, I don't even think that's gonna make the skeletons hit any weaker, because as you can see, the skeleton doesn't really go on damage really. So this way you can stack up twice and super fast. So definitely check out Spell Echo for summoning, because the less damage, I don't think that goes on the things whatsoever, basically. I don't think so. Have more cost speed, like minions gain 32 life for each enemy they hit. Oh, I didn't even know they added that. But it doesn't seem like there are any kind of damage indication on these skeletons, so I think they actually got a like fixed amount. I'm not entirely sure how the summoning works, but I definitely think this works very great for summoning, especially skeletons, because they don't follow you. So if you're a summoner and get into a fight, you basically want to spam up some skeletons, and this would greatly increase the speed and reduce the mana cost. So that's huge. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get a Flame Blast and see if that also works, so be right back. And here we are back at this place, so we're gonna switch Flame Blast with some skeletons here. And I'm just gonna increase my backspace here. You can see 0.22 without and with. I cannot pick it up. What? I think that it kind of bugged up here for me. Oh, there we go. I got it now. There we go. Yeah, 0.14. You can see it stacks up incredibly fast. Holy shit. That was without haste. If I just get haste here, so now I got haste with quite a bit of increased aura effects, Harrier, and Spell Echo that is not level whatsoever. I don't even know what it gains per level, but you can Google that up. And faster casting. So loads of increased cast speed here, and you can see it stacks up insanely fast. That's full stack. 10 is full. You can see how fast it reaches that. It's less than like 2 seconds. It's like... So even though this does reduce some damage of it, it's 10 less % damage, it makes it stack up so much faster that I think it would be worthwhile. It's just insane how much faster you stack this up. Holy shit. Obviously it doesn't repeat, but the increased cast speed is insane with this. It's just insane. And also very fun if you would use these together with summon raging spirits, obviously, because like you can see here, it's better to see in the number up. We're actually gonna let them just die. You can see how fast I actually can spam these guys up. It's just insane. I can spam up to 10 of them and they don't last long whatsoever. They last 3.5 seconds. So stacking these up also very fast and very effectively. And yeah, that's just insane. I'm also gonna go and check if this Spell Echo actually works on Vol Gems. If it does, that is insane. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna check this out real quick and I'll be back in a second. So here we go, guys. I stacked up the Vol Ice Nova and I have it, I don't even need it with faster cast speed, but I got it with Spell Echo and Vol Ice Nova, and you can see the cast time obviously works. But does it cost twice, even though if it is a ball gem? It does. Ladies and gentlemen, this is officially the best support gem for any Vol gem. Grab a Vol gem that is a spell, unless you have some incredible synergy with like Cyclone, which is can have some incredible synergy with different kind of builds, but Spell Echo means Vol Ice Nova or other Vol gems cost twice. This is probably a bug and will probably be fixed, because I don't think multi-strike affects maybe it does actually, but I don't think so. But this is insanely good. Being able to cast Vol Ice Nova not once but twice, level up on a good Vol Ice Nova with Spell Echo and some just crazy damage or AoE or something like that, elemental proliferation or whatever. It could be huge damage slash freeze and whatever. It would be really good. So as you even can see here, I got Spell Totem connected with Ethereal Knife and Spell Echo. It only costs its once at a time, and even if I remove it, you can see it doesn't even increase the time it costs. And as you can see by these numbers, it doesn't seem to increase the cost of the totem whatsoever. So apparently Spell Echo does not work on totems. Gonna see if we can find some guys and see this with own eyes. You can see it's rather slow right now. And if we remove Spell Echo and cast a new, you can see it seems to attack at the exact same speed. It's still very slow. So Spell Echo got absolutely no effect whatsoever on totems, it seems. It doesn't really matter if they are spell totems, if they are totems with a spell, or if they are just range attack totem. It doesn't seem to do any difference. So keep that in mind. But this basically covers up the new Spell Echo support gem and the Ball Lightning spell gem. They are both really cool to this game. I really like Ball Lightning. I've always done, and I always wanted they to kind of fix it so I could actually have Ball Lightning. I think it would work very good on my custom crit character, or just have a self-cast like Ball Lightning spell. It's really cool, and I've always liked the idea of it, and I'm really glad they finally try to really balance it up so they can have it in the game without being overly OP but still very fun to use. And I also like the addition to Spell Echo, giving a kind of multi-strike option to spell users. Now, where can you get Spell Echo? You get it from the same quest, Mixture of Fate, I believe it's called, which is... oh, not here. In Merciless Act 3 in the library. It's also where you get Multi-Strike, Consecrated Effect, Great Multiple Projectile, and Chain. So it's definitely one of the hardest spell gems to get. It's not the hardest because you can get it from quests. There are some spell gems that you can only get from drops, obviously. But spell gems that you can get from quests, this is probably one of the hardest because it's very much in the late game, and that area is actually rather dangerous because it is a side area. It's one of the areas with the highest level. It's a level 67, which is even higher than Piety runs. So it's very high. I had the wrong belt on me, sorry for that. So it's rather hard to obtain that way, or you could just buy it from someone, like I did for the sake of this video, and also because I wanted it and I don't have a character that is really close to Mixture of Fate anytime soon, so I just bought it. And it's very expensive to buy it right now because it's so new, but later stage in the game it will obviously be cheaper. Ball Lightning you get from Cruel Enemy at the Gate. With any character that is rather intellect based, well, that have an intellect tree connected to them, which means the Templar, because it's a hybrid between strength and intellect. Witch, which is obviously a double intellect, it's just pure intellect. Shadow, which is an intellect and dexterity. And the Scion, which also goes on intellect side of the tree, like north. So these four characters will get it at enemies at the gate. And it's not that hard to get that spell. And even if you want to buy it, there are probably some that sell it, and it's probably not for much. I bought it rather expensively because I didn't have any characters that were at enemy at the gate on Cruel. So sadly I bought it, and it's rather expensive now, at least because it's new. But it's easy to obtain, and definitely later, just wait a couple of weeks and so, and it will be much cheaper, since it's not hard to really get. But that concludes this video. If you liked it, then please subscribe and leave a like, obviously if you did, like I said. And I will see you guys in the next video.